The young boy, King David, killed Goliath, with slinging a rock on his forehead. He was pissed off because he was blaspheming the name of Yahweh. And, after he killed him, the scriptures tell us that he cut off his head with Goliath's sword. So he used Goliath's sword to cut off Goliath's head. And in the same fashion, Esau, he's gonna kill himself with his his missiles, his nuclear power. But I just wanted to stress out that spiritually, that field was the Tennessee Titans field burning. Well, guess what? The Titans, who are the Edomites right now of the world, they're going to have their field burn up on a much greater level when the coming of Yahweh Shai and the chariots, and also the missiles. So now I'm going to go to Isaiah. We'll go to 14:29. And this reads, "Rejoice not thou, whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent." All right, so who's the serpent? It's Esau is the serpent, Edom, the so-called white man. And what comes out of his mouth? Out of his root in this scripture. It's a fiery flying serpent. That's his fruit that he yields. Okay? Or wields. But anyway, that's that missile, fiery flying serpent. And what is that fiery flying serpent going to do? It's going to burn America. Okay? Back to the fact that it was at a Roman Colosseum, that fire yesterday, a modern day Roman Colosseum. Who fills up those seats? Those guys, those people are all fanatics, right? They live and die for those teams, man. They go to work Monday with broken hearts and angry minds because their teams lost, right? Or won. Their emotions are up and down when they're at those games. And that's how you're supposed to be for the truth. You're supposed to be a fanatic for the truth, not for a football game. And when I was in darkness, I was a fanatic. I'm glad that Yahweh pulled me out of that madness, and now I can still watch football, but now I'm happy to be at camp, and I missed all the football, I'm happy to do that. So anyway, the word fanatic, it means a person filled with excessive and single-minded zeal, especially for an extreme religious or political cause. And you can see all the synonyms, militant, bigot, chauvinist, radical, diehard, ultra. All of these terms are used to define fanatic. Okay, so you had a lot of fanatics yesterday witnessing that fire. And last time I went to a football game in the NFL, because I was in the truth. Man, I remember walking up and you can hear the emotions of the crowd. It was like, because I was late to the game and I'm walking into the Coliseum, you can hear the emotions like an uproar of all the people going up and down, just walking by the field. I mean, you're not even inside the Coliseum yet. You're just walking outside of it. But you can hear that, and it spoke to me, man. I was like, man, this is the Roman Coliseum all over again. And when I sat down that day, you can see how those people act, man. They're all drinking beer. They're enticing the spirits, right? Because wine and spirits, that's what they call alcohol. And it brings out those spirits. You have those emotions where you're like, 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're fucking, those fans are ready to fucking kill somebody, because their favorite player fumbled the ball or threw an interception or whatever the case may be, whatever that's triggering those emotions to be all over the place. But you can see the wickedness in that. You're not supposed to have a game, trigger your emotions so extreme, and you believe, and you don't believe it, just go to one of those games, and 10 out of 10 times you'll witness people fighting, rivals fighting over those games. So back to the scriptures, and back when they made that movie Gladiator,